Coming Home Soon by Jacqueline Woodson, illustrated by E.B. Lewis. Mama's hands were warm and soft. When she put her Sunday dress into the satchel, I held my breath, tried hard not to cry. Ada Ruth, she said, they're hiring colored women in Chicago since all the men are off fighting in the war. Mama folded another dress and put it in the bag. I'm gonna head on up there. Then she pulled me close up to her, pressed her face against mine. Make some money I can send on home to you. Outside, a pretty rain fell, making the brown fields shine. Ada Ruth, Mama said, do you know I love you more than anything in the world? Yes, ma'am, I whispered. More than the rain? More than the snow, Mama whispered back, the way we'd done 100 times before, or maybe 100,000. Grandma holds me when I cry. Hush now, she says. It's going to be all right. Hush now, she says. Your mama's going to be coming on home soon. But Mama's been gone a long time, with no letter or money coming from her. Keep writing to her, Grandma says. So I do. There is snow this morning, and a little black kitten scratching against our door. There is milk this morning, warm from the cow. Grandma says, you know we can't keep it. Then pours milk into a saucer and sets it down on the floor. There is a war going on. Some days not much food to speak of. Cornbread and clabber milk for morning meal and supper. You know we can't keep it, Grandma says again. The kitten drinks up the milk, rubs against my leg like it wants some more. And Grandma says, don't go getting attached now, Ada Ruth. It's a slip of a thing, but its softness is big, and warm as 10 quilts on my lap. Warm as Mama's hands. I rubbed the kitten's back. More than snow, Mama said. I love you more than snow. I watched the snow come down fast. I try hard to remember the way my mama smelled, like sugar some days like the sun. Some days like the lye soap that turned her hands yellow, but got the wash real clean. I blink hard, but the tears still try to come. Good thing it's too cold for fleas, Grandma says, coming in with more wood for the stove, or else that thing could be full of 'em. She holds her head sideways, takes the kitten in. Can't get much uglier now, can it? Me and the kitten give Grandma a mean look. Time passes. When the postman goes on by without stopping, Grandma says, hush now. Don't start that crying. But her eyes are sad, like she's wanting to cry too. In Chicago, Mama said, I can wash the railroad cars. Just imagine, Ada Ruth, a colored woman working on the railroad. At night, me and Grandma listen to the radio, hear about the battles being fought and all the men who've died. I listen with my eyes closed, pray for all those men who won't be coming on home soon. Outside, the snow keeps on falling. The war goes on and on. When Grandma turns the radio off, I rub my hand along the kitten's back and think about the women working on the trains. Just think, my mama's right there beside them. Ice storm came last night, Grandma says as she hunts possum and rabbit. If she catches one, there'll be some meat for a stew. A little bit of me hopes we find one. A little bit of me hopes we don't. Me and Grandma keep walking, and the kitten behind us shivering until Grandma stoops and lifts it into her coat. Don't you know about cold snaps? She asks. How they come on fast and sometimes stay? The land goes on and on, flat sometimes, and then climbing up into a hill. Grandma says it all leads out into the big, wide world. One day, I'm going to set off to see it all. Maybe I'll go by railroad. When we get home, Grandma starts the wood stove going, our wet clothes steaming on top of it. Hot cocoa, too, and 2 biscuits from last night's supper, and the postman making his way up the road. Thank you, Lord, Grandma whispers when he puts the letter with Mama's beautiful cursive in her hand. Money fallen from it when Grandma steams it open, and the first line, tell Ada Ruth I'll be coming on home soon. Like a song you want to sing over and over. The small black kitten beside us as we read the letter again and again. I think she's taken a mind to stay, I say. Well, she needs to take a mind to go, Grandma says, but she puts a blanket down by the fire and whispers, quiet and halfway pretty when you look at her in just the right way. Inside, it's warm and quiet, stew cooking on the stove. Outside, snow falls and falls, and somewhere there's my mama, loving me more than rain, loving me more than snow, cleaning trains, and coming on home soon.